Welcome back, my enlightened ones. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by and checking us out. We have some crazy stuff here going on tonight. Dragon magic. So I'm going to jump over to chat real quick, and I want to say hi to everybody and see who's in here. We have Adam. Awesome. Thank you, Adam, for coming. And Armad and Sarah Sinister, my daughter, and Nacho. And we have Shanunu in here, Shane. We have Julie in here as well. As you can see behind me, I have a little help tonight. I got my little dragon right here. He's just hanging with his mom. So anyway, so how is everybody tonight? Hope everybody's doing okay. Sorry about having to swap the times and everything, but mom's going in for surgery tomorrow, so I gotta work around things. So thanks for being so understanding and everything, and I greatly appreciate that. So, dragon magic. If anybody knows me and anybody has heard me start my rituals, the first line in my ritual is, I conjure thee by dragon power. I have worked with dragons for over 30 years. It's not something to take lightly. Mostly I work with protective dragons, of course, because this is what I do and this is who I am. I also have healing dragons. Do keep an eye out because I've had some fairies zipping by here just a few minutes ago. They get excited, dragging up. This one right now, do you see it? It was just right over here. It was just here, right there. That was awesome. So anyway, fairies love it when I talk about dragons because they work with dragons as well. So they're really awesome beings. They're not mythical creatures. You have the elements like that, fire and water. You also have the elements of dragon as well. Sorry, my puppy's trying to escape. Can you get out? Come on out. Look here. So anyway, sorry about that. So dragons are very powerful beings, and I'm going to explain to you the difference between a dragon and draconic. Yeah, go up that way. See you later. Bye-bye. I'm going to have to take him there. Okay, sorry. He has left the building. Okay. So anyway, back to dragon magic. Dragon Wiccan magic, which is one of the things that I do practice, meaning pertaining to dragons, is a natural-based spiritual path that incorporates the principles of Wicca and the draconic path. This is draconic Wicca right here that I'm talking about. Okay. Just like any other pagan practice, you are free to implement as it fits your needs. Like I said, I'm just put out there what I do doesn't mean it's the right or the wrong way. Okay. I work in love and light. That's what I work with. That's where I draw my power from, is saints and angels and all these lovely beings. But I also work with mythical beings. I work with Zeus. Yes, he's a real character. I work with dragons. I actually have 2 dragons, and I will introduce them to you, and I will tell you their names. So anyway, this is crazy stuff, but these beings exist in other dimensions, and you can call on them respectfully. They won't work with you if there's no respect. So anyway, so let's move on to this one. So we've all heard of dragons. We've heard of the knights going up into the mountains, into the cave to fight and kill the dragon and to come back an almighty hero. Well, I'm going to tell you a different story about dragons tonight, okay? They are very powerful beings. They're great to have on your side. Wiccans who follow this branch of religion work with various dragons in a similar way that Wiccans work with gods and goddesses. You can actually incorporate gods and goddesses into a dragon, and that's what makes it a dragon. Okay, so there's different meanings here, and I'm going to explain that as well. Okay, they deal with the unique personalities and types of dragons that they work with. Okay, through our ages, our land, in the air, the dragon has left its mark on folklore and our ancestors. These powerful dragons beings were considered evil incarnate during the Middle Ages. Church hype, thus creating the myth of the knights who climbed the mountain to slay the dragon. Here he is, slaying the dragon. Okay, so Anyway, that's that. So Draconic Wiccan, the dragons are seen as deities. Okay, they may still practice Wiccan Sabbats as we do. Samhain, which is Halloween. Okay, then we go into Yule, then Invoke, and then Mabon, and blah blah blah. Through there's 8. Okay, you've heard me discuss them before in previous classes. Okay, so the same with dragons. There's it. Think of an alchemy chart. Okay, an alchemy chart. There's a dragon for every thing in alchemy. Okay, you can actually create a dragon by believing and putting your belief intent. Is that word again? By putting your intent out there, you can create dragons. Okay, and actually, I got my 2 dragons. They actually sit on my shoulders all the time. Okay, they're on there right now. You can't see them, but I assure you they are there. Okay. I call it Sid and Id. Okay, they're actually, one's a female on the left, the male on the right is Icarus, and this is Sydney. I call him Sid and Id. Okay, it's easier to call them that. They were actually given to me as eggs. Believe it or not, it's insane. I know, and it sounds crazy. When you do good things and you heal the earth and you heal with angels and you heal and you do all these wonderful things, you get gifts. And these were my gifts. They were given to me by my guides, and they hatched on me through the warmth of my body, and they stay on me. In fact, I have friends that can actually see them on my shoulders. So that's really crazy. They actually, because I have a gateway that goes through the middle of my back, through the heart chakra, something just flew right over here. I have in the back of me, okay, your heart chakra goes out both ways, to the front of you and to the back of you. Well, normally I set up gateways, and the new thing that's changed in me is that I have a gateway now that goes through the center of my back. So I cross souls through me, and they go up through my crown chakra, and they go up. My dragons make sure that these things continue on their journey and do not attach to me or become a nuisance to me. So they're really quite amazing. I actually thought when I first got them that they were gargoyles, but they're not. They are fire drakes, and I will explain that to you in a moment, but they do spit fire. Okay, so each dragon has a unique personality depending on its type. They have no real hierarchy, wow, I can't talk tonight, other than their age. With the exception of the dragon. And I'm going to explain to you again what the dragon is. I just want to, why work with dragons? I'm going to explain why I work with dragons. Draconic Wiccans may substitute the elements of earth, air, fire, and air. When I set up my sacred circle, I conjure thee by dragon power, a circle now around us stands, a boundary line between gods and man. I've already called my dragons in. My archangels come in and sit at my cardinal points. As I said, Raphael to the east, Michael to the south, so forth. Okay, Gabriel to the west, and Uriel to the north. I also have dragons that sit on those cardinal points as well. So this would be the case where they would come in. Each one would, the one that represents Earth would sit in the north. Air, of course, would be in the east, and then so forth. Okay, so that's really cool. So let me show you this. Dragons are often called on as guardian spirits, and that's what these are to me. They make for exceptional allies who can be called on in times of need for protection and guidance, and this is exactly why I work with these wonderful, wonderful beings. Okay, each dragon has a unique personality. As I said, Draconic Wiccans make substitutes the elements of the earth, air, and fire in water. What is a dragon? This is the elemental dragon. Oh, something just shot up. Oh, over here. Dragon magic, like all magic, is made up of the 5 main elements that exist throughout the known universe: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. That is your pentagram. The star stands for these symbols: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. When using dragon magic, you are, in fact, calling forth the elemental being, earth, in physical issues, health, job, materials, etc. Air is mental thoughts, form issues, etc. Fire is passion, transforming, mutating issues. Water is emotional issues. Spirit is enlightenment, growth issues, and so forth. There. So The wisdom of the dragon. They are born of fire. They are a protector. They exist between thoughts, ability to move between worlds, and they do. Connection to the birth of the universe. The red dragon sleeps in the core of the earth. What is a dragon? A dragon, when you combine the aspects of God and goddess, as I said earlier, in all their powers and combine it, you get the concept of the dragon. Okay. Um, let's see, not Silence of the Lamb, but the Red Dragon. The was the prequel to the movie, I guess. That was what that dragon symbolizes, with him taking his deities and combining them together, which his deities weren't good, okay, and they took him over and they consumed him. So when you call on the dragons, you're either going to invoke or evoke. And I'm going to tell you the difference between the two, okay? During Sabbats and times when great magic is needed. Invoking, okay, here it is, means to call in to you the power. You're calling it into you, a specific dragon, okay? I usually have a healing one. I have a green one. I also have a Leviathan, and I call him Leviathan, but he's not bad. He actually has 4 heads, and guess what? They blow fire in 4 different directions: north, south, east, and west. Well, I'm a 4 winds. That makes sense, doesn't it? I have Leviathan as well. I call him in when I have a really bad demonic place and I'm investigating, and I will call him in because he will protect me and keep me safe, as well as my consorts that are with me. So invoking means to call in the power of a specific dragon. It assumes him or herself into your spiritual body. Okay. Evoking means to call forth a dragon to you to join you, which, if you're going to start working with dragons, I suggest you do evoking before invoking. In means in you, in your spirit, okay? Evoking means it's by your side and it's working with you. So by please all means do the evoking as opposed to the invoking. Remember, invoking is inside. So calls to you to join you in your magical endeavors. So I'm going to go over a few dragons so you can kind of get the gist of what each dragon is. In almost every culture, in many places throughout human history, and I thought this was very interesting, there are stories of dragons that date from long ago. Dragons are part of the human experience. The coolest thing, that the identical drawings of dragons were found all over the earth. Listen to this. Amongst these cultures that have never had any sort of contact with one another. So they all believed in these mythical beings, and the drawings were similar or the same, and it was crazy, okay? So all over the world, it's crazy. Here they are, the dragon world. There's all sorts of dragons out there. It's so crazy. So anyway, so let's move on. Yeah. Oh, he's pretty. Let's look at him for a moment. All right. Dragons are big, strong, fast, wise beings, often compared to look like lizards as told in various myths. They are fierce and would destroy anything and everything near them. Some can fly, some have multiple heads, as my Leviathan does. Some breathe fire, as mine do. And some breathe ice, believe it or not. Everyone who practices dragon magic has a personal dragon guide. Their energies are intertwined within you. They may come to you via meditation, automatic writings. I got mine through automatic writings, as well as meditation and dream work, so mine would be all 3. Asking your dragons to assist you gives you more power for your spells, your rituals. Some pagans on Dragon Path refer to their personal dragon as similar to other spirit animals or guides. So a lot of people I know do have, we all have spirit animals or totem animals, or whatever you want to call them. I have many birds, believe it or not. I have owls, I have turkeys, I have everything. But even down to the little mouse. The mouse teaches you to see things from a different perspective and to see things from a different view. And that's, every form of animal has something to teach. And I don't care if it's a praying mantis. Eat the head off your mate when you're done. That's what that teaches you. Anyway, so Asian dragons. Okay. We often think of popular Chinese dragons when we ponder what dragons look like. Asian countries have a great variety of dragons that we can work with in different ways. I'm going to go over the elemental dragons right here real quick. Okay, earth dragons, or the Dragoturam, are wise, powerful, and gentle beings. They are normally quite friendly to humans, are one of the very few dragon species to allow select humans to ride them. Earth dragons are also called life dragons, plant dragons, or thorn dragons. I have one of these as well because this is a healing dragon to me because it comes from the earth. It heals Mother Gaia. I use that energy with the dragon to heal people as well. In fact, when I do Reiki, you'll see me do it upstairs. If something comes near me, you'll see me blow out a breath. I'm blowing out the violet flame of Saint Germain, and I actually have a dragon that I've infused with Saint Germain, and he's purple, and that's why my dragon there in the corner of the screen there's purple. That's what he looks like. Okay, that's my Saint Germain dragon, so that's really kind of cool. All right, chaos and destruction dragons. Okay. I want to go through these real quick. Sorry. Air dragons. This is an air dragon here. These great dragons are ruled by sayers. Okay. Their element color is pure yellow, light blue, silver, white, or gray. So thought forms. Thought is something, if you're having mental issues, I would call on the air dragon because he comes in and he helps you bring clarity to your thoughts. So he's kind of very entertaining to work with. And then we have the fire dragon. Once again, you gain a fire dragon's loyalty. They are unwavering and powerful friends. Their bodies are often thick and heavy with long snake-like necks and tails. So it looks more like a snake, or what we're going to call a basilisk, and we'll discuss that in a minute, okay? They often have wicked-looking horns on their heads. And my element, know what your element is with your birthday, because this would be the first dragon I would suggest working with is your element. My element is water. Water dragons are ruled. This is where my Leviathan comes from, guys. He's a water dragon, but he has 4 heads, okay? Their element color is pure blue, dark blue, blue-green, and turquoise. They live in cold and moist areas, okay? And this is called the nail yawn. Nail yawn. Nailed it. Okay, so I'm going to bring him back out because he's really pretty. Chaos and destruction dragons, the most unpredictable of the dragons to work with. They shouldn't be mistaken for something evil, but they come from a place of negative power. I do not suggest working with these dragons. Can I take this down for a second? No, I'm not. Okay, take this one. There we go. I don't suggest working with them if you're new to the craft. I don't even work with destructive dragons because it's just not my thing. I just don't care to work with them because when you go to release them, it's hard to yield them and to pull them back in and stop that chaos from going on. So I personally don't work with them, and it's going to give you a kind of warning in here coming up soon. So don't rush into working with these dragons. But as you advance on your dragon journey, they help you identify negative aspects within yourself and to help you work on the balance. That's the one thing, too. If you have a lot of shadow work you have to be doing and you're suppressing a lot of negative feelings in yourself, I do not suggest working with dragons. And the reason why I say this is because when you work with these dragons, they bring the darkness into the light, okay? And when they do this, they're going to show you aspects of yourself that you may not want to be dealing with, or you may have hidden for so many years. But you got to this is why this channel is called Enlightenment in the Darkness. You need to bring this stuff to the light and to deal with it, okay? We all go through dark night of the soul. It's one of the spiritual journeys that we go through. Again, I want to just chat real quick. Hi, everyone. So, what's your dragon? So the dragon, what is your date of birth, Adam? I actually had that on my other class, your elements. I can actually tell you afterwards. Tell me when your birthday is, and I can I can look up your dragons. Hit me up in chat, guys, and I'll tell you what your dragons, the best ones to be working with. Would be. Don't talk. All right, I got to put my pretty little dude back up there. Shiny, shiny, sparkly. All right. These dragons often have the task of guarding the treasures of the world. These are the ones, now remember, this is the destruction and chaos dragons. They guard the treasures of the world. Some have hypnotic eyes. I'm going to be mentioning here about a dragon that can actually kill you by looking at you, and it's a form of snake. And I honestly believe that Medusa's hair had these snakes on it. And when you looked at the snakes, you turned to stone. So I believe that's where that myth comes into play. So interesting. So again, here's your elemental dragons here. Wiccans who follow the branch of the religion work with various dragons in a similar way Wiccans work with the god and goddess. They deal with the unique personalities and the types of dragons they work with in the Draconian Wiccan. The dragons are seen as deities, as I said earlier. Okay, so now we're going to discuss different types of dragons. We discussed earth, air, fire, and water, and spirit. So now let's move on to the basilisk. Okay, the ancient Greek dragon, basilisk, was made famous. Harry Potter. Okay. However, traditionally they are small dragons with bird-like features and are extremely venomous and can kill with their eyes. I believe that these little basilisks were Medusa's hair. Okay, they can kill with their eyes. They can be killed by cocks and weasels. That's interesting. Now I know why I got a ferret. All right. So my two dragons that I'm going to discuss now with you, they are drakes. Okay, they are fire drakes. Okay, they are a smaller form of dragon. I can actually feel them. I yell at Sarah all the time, look at my sweatshirt, because my sweatshirt will slide down on me when they move. You can actually physically, Shane's seen it. You'll actually see my sweatshirt slide down my back. It's so crazy. But I can feel them. They have tails and they wrap their tails around my waist. It's so cool. So the name dragon in Old English drake, okay, this meaning, all right, we see much artwork of them in the Middle Ages. They look similar to lizards and have 4 limbs. Occasionally they have wings. Mine have wings. And they're so weird because, and this is why I thought they were first gargoyles when they hatched out, because I had one sits here and it looks this way, and then one sits here and looks the opposite way. Okay, they don't fly, they just sit on my shoulders, so that's why I thought that they were gargoyles. But every now and then I get this, it's so weird, it's like, oh, my cabana boys, they stop fanning me. I know it sounds insane, but I promise you this stuff is real. It really is. It's amazing. So this is really cool. This is called an amphitheater. This is an amphitheater. An amphitheater does not have arms. Okay, its arms are actually bat wings. Okay, and they usually don't have legs. Occasionally, you will see them with legs. Okay, so the drake. Those with wings are flightless and represent our dependence on the environment. And it's so crazy because mine don't seem to fly. They just sit there and they'll flap their wings once in a while, but they're fire drakes. This is exactly what they are. The next dragon would be the Gwyver. The Gwyver, a typical dragon that you see in pop culture, comes from medieval France. They had front and hind legs and a set of wings on their back. They were typically quite large, usually around 10 feet tall and up to 48 feet long. If you look at my little dude in the corner here, there's Saint Germain dragon here, okay? That would be a Gwyver. That is a Gwyver dragon there. Now let's talk about the Hydra. Famous in Greek and Roman mythology, the Hydra was 2 to 5 necks with heads. No, thank you. Each time a head is cut off, 2 more grow back. All right. They have poisonous breath and blood in our water serpents. So you heard many stories ship tails. You've seen drawings of them. In fact, the old maps have drawings of these serpents in the water. That's what they are. They are hydras, okay? The hydra represents fertility, immortality, rejuvenation, obviously, because you cut the head off and 2 more grow back. So rejuvenation. All right, so the next one, I'm really going to have fun saying this one, okay? This is Norse dragon, okay? This is the Jörmungandr. Jörmungandr. There we go. Jörmungandr. Wow. Jörmungandr. Okay. A Norse dragon and sea serpent, known referred to as the world serpent, he was said to be so long that he would circle the world and bite his own tail. You guys have seen this dragon. You have seen tattoos of him. It's a serpent dragon that is biting its own tail. As you see it with the snake, it's kind of the same thing, but it's dragon serpent form. Okay. The elemental dragons, as we discussed here, okay. The draconic Wiccan, these dragons represent the primal elements of earth, air, fire, and water, and as I said, spirit as well. They are powerful and can be unpredictable. I do work with them. The ones I work with are very organized. I do want to say they mentioned how dragons are very fast. Yes, but I have spoken with dragons, and when they speak slowly. Okay, it's long and drawn out, and but it's so wise. They are so wise. It's crazy. So the Fafnir, the element of fire of the south. Okay, so let's go back up to here. This would be a Fafnir. Fafnir. Okay, and then we have the Nailin. This is the Nailin. This is your earth dragon. The Sories, which is your air dragon. This is a Sories here, okay? Which one have I forgotten? And the Nailin. And this would be my dragon, the Nailin, which is your water dragon, okay? So, guardian dragons. You can have guardian dragons. My friend Julie here that's in chat actually has one, okay? Again, we thought it was a gargoyle. The guardian dragons are little dragons about the size of a cat. Okay, what I call fire drakes. Okay, mine are about the size of a cat with wings, and their tails come down and they wrap around. So mine are fire drakes as well. They are playful and fascinated with music. I love music. That's how I heal myself. Okay. Frequency is my best friend. So anyway, so I feed them music. I feed them my singing bowls, not literally, but I play them. I actually, believe it or not, intent. That's that word again. I feed them. I picture a big heart like this, and I fill it full of love, and I give one to Sydney, and I give one to Icarus. Okay, they're brother and sister. Yes. Okay, and I feed them like that. I feed them with love. That's what I feed them with. And they are so loyal. They never leave me ever. I've actually been woken up by them because I felt them moving above my head while I was sleeping. So that's kind of crazy. All right. So the purpose is to fend off unwanted energies from you and to add their magic into your rituals. And that's another reason why they're here. I'm always doing rituals. I have 2. As I said, they sit on my shoulder. Left is female and Sydney. And yeah, okay, I've discussed that already. They will guide and they will teach you. What do dragons look like? I've showed you a few here. And let's see here. Now that we distinguish the types of dragons, they're also divided into categories by their appearance. Dragons have different sizes and body types. They may have scales like reptiles and feathers like a bird. Not all dragons have wings and fly. Okay, so the Amphitheater, which is this dude here, okay, found in cultures throughout the world, the Amphitheater is a hybrid between a snake and a bird. Okay, they have a snake-like appearance with no visible legs, but instead they have small wings where their legs should be. So again, his legs are his wings. Okay. And the wyverns, again, another dragon common in medieval writings, an aggressive dragon standing about 30 feet tall in height. They have only 2 hind legs. Okay. The wyver, as I said, it's a wyver. The word wyver actually means worm or serpent, and that's the one that looks like a snake. Okay. In the wyverns, and then you have the wyver. The wyver is the one that is the serpent snake. Okay. So similar to the wyvern, he has 4 legs, but their wings are more hand-like than claws. Again, similar to a bat. So this, but with 2 more legs, guys. Okay. So basically that's what that is. Okay. Working in Wicca, as you know, we have the Wiccan Rede, and harm none, do what thou wilt. Okay, do whatever you want as long as you don't mess with other people's wills and mess with your own. Well, guess what? There is a code of honor in working with dragons. Draconic code of honor. Here it is. In all that you consider the benefit or harm to yourself, your family, and your clan. Okay, everything you do, consider how it's going to affect your family and your clan and your health. 2, strive to be kind to others, or should kindness prove impossible, strive to be just. So choose the lesser of 2 evils, I guess, there. Pledge your friendship and assistance only to those who deem you worthy and honorable. Don't waste your time on people that are just going to suck you dry. All right, the law of the land should be obeyed whenever possible and within protection reasons. Okay. Offer forgiveness for those who are truly repentant of wrongs they committed against you, your family, your clan, or your friends. Have forgiveness. Fool me once, I forgive you. Fool me twice. No. All right. Have respect and honor for all dragons and the dragon. Okay, as I said, I have a dragon. He's here in the corner here. You can see him. I have several dragons. They will assist you in your endeavors if you show them honor and respect. And this is the biggest thing, and I cannot stress this enough. Honor and respect your dragon. Seriously, they will leave. They will not work with you anymore, and nor will any other dragon if you piss them off. So be respectful. Respect yourself as the child of the dragons. Have pride, but not arrogance. Do your best in all things. Be gracious with self-praise, without bragging, and self-forgiveness when warranted. When your time in this life is done, return the dragons and stand before them with pride. A life lived with dignity, respect, and honor are done to be prideful for. I'm going to say here that I have been told that when you die, your dragons go with you. They are committed. They are like a dog, to be honest with you. The loyalty, as my dog's left me, that loyalty, that's not there, okay? He had better things to do. But that loyalty follows you into your next life, and that's really cool because they will continue to work with you in your endeavors. Before you work with dragons, please consider this. Here comes the warning. Okay. You must be honest and ready to confront your fears and your past traumas. As I said, they will bring the darkness out in you. It needs to come to the light. Working with angels, the same thing. They put me through hell when I started talking with angels and doing automatic writings with them. They really brought out the darkness in me because you can't work with something really, really light unless because it's going to transform you. Just as a crystal transforms you when you have it near you, it's transforming your energy. Something higher and vibrational will do the same thing to you. And when you get yourself up into that high frequency, as I try to keep myself in, when people come around me, I end up bringing their frequency up with them. And it's great when I get around with my friends like Julie here that's in chat, and Sarah and Shane and my friend Tina, our medium. When I get around these people, we don't drain each other. We lift each other up. Our energy just ignites more energy. And it's amazing. It's like a bunch of crystals coming together at once. And it's like, you can feel icky going to a meeting, and by the time the meeting's done, you feel like you're on top of the world and you get this great energy running through you, and it's just amazing. So Connect with your guardian dragon and be open to meeting with them on a regular basis. Self-discovery, really digging in and getting to know yourself, acceptance of your darker side. And again, we're all here to make mistakes. The first part of your life is about being stupid. I was stupid. I still have stupid moments, but I'm more enlightened when I do it. I understand there's a teaching behind it now instead of, well, what is happening to me now? I understand that if something happened to me, like my car floating in a puddle, really big puddle, looked like a lake, I understand the teaching behind it and I laugh. I really do. I try not to. Only you can control your environment through your emotions. Don't let your environment control you. That's good. Yeah. So Dragon Magic Altar. If you wish to set up a magic altar for your dragon, having the proper tools is essential for your altar, such as the Athame. Athame represents fire, sword, fire, directing energy, candles, bells, and rattles. Dragons love the colors red and black. I got them on right now. All right. You may want to add dragon statues. In addition, dragons love shiny, sparkly things. Now I know why I like glitter. See, Sarah, there's a method from my madness in the glitters incident. I'm sorry. Okay. Some good crystals for dragons worship. I actually have a dragon crystal. It's a red, beautiful crystal. I have it in the living room. I forgot to bring it in here. I can run and go and get it if you want me to. It'll take me a second. But I don't want to have data. Shall I go? Shall I run? Shall I get it? All right. So let me know. Some good crystals. Worship includes rubies, obsidian, merlinite, serpentine, and fire agate. Dragons love egg shapes. Okay. Hard boiled deviled eggs make good food offerings for these beings. Egg shaped crystals and stones will also please them as well. Draconic Wiccan is very complex path for serious practitioners, often dangerous to beginners and baby witches. And I'm putting that out there. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I've been doing this for 30 years. I conjure thee by dragon power. Okay, I've been doing this for 30 years and I have made mistakes. And I'm sharing these things with you so you don't fall into the same pit holes and the crack that I went into. Luckily, I plowed the way for Sarah. Sarah's nice and safe. So anyway, so again, baby witches, if you choose to walk it, please do a lot of research. And when you're ready, you must go into this with integrity and honor. So much is blessed be. So I just want to jump back over here. I do have a dragon prayer I like to say to you. If you're going to work with dragons, I would say suggesting working with the one of your element. And if you want to know what your elemental dragon is, I will put a chart up on Sinister Four Winds after class so you can see it, okay? The prayer to the dragons. Beloved dragons, winged ones full of power and ready to guide anyone, nothing you ask, and always in silence, you offer us guidance, protect us from all evil that is in this dimension, is spread trying to prevent our ascension with the light from these candles and the burning from this fire. We thank you. Oh, dragons, we so admire for all the peace, love, and protection from ancient times until today for you. Oh, dragons, we say thank you so much for protecting our way. So that is the dragon prayer. So again, if you're going to work with dragons, I suggest you find out what your elemental dragon is and call it into you and call it just to guide you. Meditate with it. Seriously. You will see it. You will see its colors. You will see the beauty in these beings. They are lovely. I can send you guided meditations to meet your dragon if you want to do that. Just hit me up in chat and I'll send that out there as well. So Sarah, as we know, is going live tonight here. What am I doing for time here? At 9 o'clock. So she's going to be live tonight. We are doing the VIP. And also next week's class is going to be on scrying with candle wax, pouring candle wax into water and getting messages. So that's going to be interesting. So if you guys want to join me for spraying with candle wax next week, and I'll tell you what it's called next week. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to jump back to chat here. I've been really rude. Oh, let me grab that dragon stone real quick. I just want to show you what she's doing. It was dark in the living room, and I was trying to look in the darkness, and the blind woman's already blind. So this is a dragon stone. It's really quite beautiful. This is the element of fire here that you're looking at. It's almost like a form of calcite. It feels like calcite. It has that sheen of calcite. But this is great for fire magic. This is the one that I use for conjuring my dragons in. I usually have this on my altar to call them in. So I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. It really, really means a lot that you were here. We're all going through a bunch of stuff right now. Like I said, Mama's going in for open heart surgery tomorrow. So hopefully next class will be on time. I will be taking care of my mother when she gets home. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm a healer, so we'll get her good fast. So anyway, I thank you again all for being here. Yeah, if you want to look above me here, I want to watch for a second. I got a few seconds before I got to jump off, but I think it's as bright as it goes. Yeah. See if I can get my fairies to come in. Fairies, can you come in? How about Pilly? Pilly, my little fire elemental fairy. Can you come and look at your fire crystal? I'm holding your fire crystal. Pilly. Pilly. I'm just trying to get the fairies at least to see them zip by or something. Come on, guys, you're making me look stupid. So anyway, working with dragons, they're amazing. You gotta love them. But seriously, work with the earth dragon. He's great. He's all about healing. Like I said, some of them do speak very slowly. It's just they're very wise. They're not like me where I speak so quickly and I can't get my words out. I stumble over my face all the time. So again, much love and light, guys. You guys really thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. Adam, I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys, Nacho and everybody else who's joined us here tonight, Sarah and Shane and I'm just so happy you guys were here because I was locked in my head today, and this takes me out of my head. So, God bless you guys. Much love and light, and remember, shine, shine, shine.